Hello, I'm the Miami Autism Dad, Victor Antunez, the Inclusive My Realtor, and this is the Autism Podcast at Miami's Community Newspapers. Today I'm with Soraya Rivera-Moya, Executive Director of Ronald McDonald House Charities. Welcome to the show, Soraya.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, I'm going to age myself here, but when I was a kid, Ronald McDonald was still on TV all the time, and the Hamburglar and all this, and
it was fun. It was fun to have him around.
And you fell in love. Yeah. In love.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, though, as a little kid, I knew that there was McDonald's, and then there was Ronald McDonald House. And I knew that there was like a connection there, but
Correct.
I never really knew what it was.
Sure.
So explain to me the connection there.
So the connection, imagine we're going back to the 70s.
Yeah.
1974 when the first Ronald McDonald House opened. And McDonald's was the first corporate partner and donor of that concept, right? That started back then. And of course, Ronald is affiliated to joy, to children.
Yeah, happiness.
And that's why they decided to name the first Ronald McDonald House with his name. And of course, Mr. Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's, really had a vision for this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's like, why don't we just kind of adopt this concept and just spread it like a franchise? And that's what really happened, and we're 390 houses.
How many?
390.
Oh, my goodness.
Houses in 54 countries.
Oh, in 54 countries?
Yes.
That's amazing. Correct. And there's one house in Dade County?
Correct. That's the only one in South Florida.
Okay.
We cover all the way from the Keys all the way to Indian River County. That's our market for expansion, for fundraising.
Okay. And you guys, you're not just around, you're expanding because the new facility, you have 34 beds now, I think you said?
Yes, we have 31 bedrooms, and we're going to 54 in a brand new facility that we're scheduled to open soon.
In the Jackson Memorial
at Jackson Memorial
area.
Yeah, in the downtown area.
What a blessing to find that piece of land.
Yes.
Because there's one thing we don't have any more of in Dade County is land.
Very limited, but the hospital identified that for us. So we're very fortunate, but here we are.
Here we are. So when people hear of Ronald McDonald House, what problem do you guys solve?
So we solve a very important problem. Imagine having a hospitalized child, right? Parents are going to have some sort of uncertainty. And if they need to travel to look for the best medical care, that makes it more difficult. And we are able to solve that problem for keeping a family together, having access to medical care, right? The families were able to be actively involved in the medical treatment, and we're right on premises. So it's pretty much helping families that come from out of town, coming here for the best care for their child, and then imagine having to pay a hotel or an Airbnb for not only 2-3 days, it could be weeks or even months. So we're trying to solve, and just the purpose is to keep the family together.
Now, in my real estate business, I work with families with very medically complex kids. And they go to a place like Nicholas or Joe DiMaggio. So do you guys provide the care in Ronald McDonald House?
So it's only housing. So when we talk about is the housing, but the housing, the housing is part of the care.
Yeah, it's healthcare.
The housing is part of the healthcare. We provide a place for them to sleep, a place for them to eat, a place for them, of course, to rest. Just have some sort of normalcy during that process of the healing of their child, which is extremely important. So we're part of the healthcare. We are, because we're right there, and the parents are able to make important decisions in the day-to-day of their child. That's what the house is so important. It started as a concept, like I said, in 1974 with Dr. Audrey Evans. She was the doctor of Kim Hill. Kim Hill was a girl of 4 years old, diagnosed with leukemia, and her parents, her parent was Fred Hill, who was a Philadelphia Eagles player. So it started with football. And he would live in the suburbs, and he would have to, be to their daughter's bedside. And he was like, we have to do something about that. I'm not sleeping well. I'm deprived. There's financial expenses coming back and forth with gas, commuting pretty much. And that Dr. Audrey Evans saw the same thing. And I encourage you to watch a movie.
What's it called?
Called Audrey's Children.
Audrey's Children.
It's on Prime. It's on Apple. And it's the story of Dr. Audrey Evans and how the Ronald McDonald House came about.
Oh, I definitely will.
It's a wonderful movie. So I encourage you to see that. So she had that vision, and so did he. And that's how they wanted to buy a piece of property in the corner of Philadelphia Children's Hospital, because they were seeing all the parents living on the hallways of the hospital. I'm
going to write that movie title
Audrey's
down.
Children.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And, it's just an incredible concept that it just became a full developed mission.
And you're blessed because the new facility is right there in Jackson.
Yes.
Or is it?
It's walking distance. Right now, it's a couple of thousand steps, but the new facility, it's 100 steps from the children's hospital. So if a parent is just in the morning, the daily routine of going to their children's hospital bedside and they want to take a nap, they want to have a decent meal, they want to do laundry, or they need to, let's say, work remotely, because that's another thing. They might be able to use our computers and be able to do all that. Like I said, the sense of normalcy in between, we provide that support.
Now, I know that Jackson is one of the premier hospitals in the country. Do they offer everything for these medically complex kids?
The hospital has 22 pediatric specialties.
Oh, okay.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So right now, the top medical conditions that family travel here, or they actually stay with us and being referred by the social workers, because that's how families come to us, is organ transplant. And, that care takes at least 6 months, because by the time a child is probably on a waiting list for an organ, by the time they have surgery, and by the time they recover, it could be easily 6 to 8 months. So it's long-term care. Second is cancer, pediatric cancer. And third is premature babies. Those are the top 3. And those are, like I said, long-term care.
I just had a ICU baby on the show. Are you guys working with them at all?
We work with them. They provide resources to our parents, not only the hospital, and some of those parents are staying at the Ronald McDonald house. So they provide the resources, the guidance, right? When you're a brand new parent on NICU, it's very difficult, very stressful, especially for no-time parents. We work together.
Now, you're going from Dade County to Indian River County. That's a big population.
It's a big county. Big areas to cover.
And you've got, because there's 3 million people just in Dade County, and maybe double that if you go out.
If you expand it all, Florida.
How many beds again?
50. We're going from 30 to 54 right now.
That's not enough. Is it enough?
Well, so far, we did the census. We did the census, and it seems that it might work. So we're, the current project, we have, we work it out that we could expand eventually. So we're leaving a floor just for that, because we know it's going to happen. We've been in the current facility for that long, and like you said, land was an issue, and that's why it's taking the purpose of expanding so long is because of that. It's not that we didn't want it; it's because it takes long, and then we had to raise the funds as well for the facility, which is taking 6 years.
And how do families find themselves in your care?
You mean how they come to us? Yeah. So pretty much, each family is assigned to a social worker at each pediatric hospital, whether it's Whole Children Hospital or Nicholas or any other pediatric hospital. So the social workers know the situation of the family. There's different things. So you need to live 20 miles or more away from our radius, from our location. Your child needs to be in active medical treatment, and the child needs to be 21 years old or younger. Those are the top 3 pretty much criteria. We don't look into family financials. We don't. Any family can be referred to us.
So who pays for the medical or the stay there?
So, for the medical treatment, that's something that the family really need to work with the hospital. Okay. Some hospitals, they have a foundations, and they might be able to help in the expenses of the medical treatment, or they find a sponsor. So, it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of things that the parents really have to navigate. And then that's how they refer to us, and they're able to come in and check in for a bedroom. They come by order. The referrals are received. Everybody's criteria is priority. Every child has a severe medical condition, so we have to take into consideration that we receive a lot of referrals in one day. So we go by order they are received. We might get maybe a call from a social worker that says, listen, the family really needs a room right now. We try to make accommodations, but I have a waiting list. At the moment, I have a waiting list, and that's why we're building a new house.
Prior to doing this podcast and my daughter with her diagnosis, I didn't even know this. You kind of know the world exists, but you don't really know the details.
Yes.
And now that I've been in it, you see these kids that are super complex.
Very complex.
And then the stress that puts also on the family and the parents.
Correct.
Because sometimes I think that people say, well, I tell the parents, I got to just suck it up. But no, that's your child.
Yeah.
And then there's a stress also on you, like having to drive and sleepless nights.
You have to find a new location to live, if you think about it. Because some families come here, travel. Let's say they're from Florida. One family comes and the doctor says, you need to stay. You can't go back home. We need to start treatment right now. What happens? The dynamic completely changes. You have to find a place to live. You have to make accommodations at your job. One parent might have to leave work and stay here. The other one continues to work. If you have a single mom, it makes it more difficult. Then she needs to find her support system, right? Whether it's back home with siblings. So we tried as much as possible to close that gap. We tried as much as possible to close that gap. So at least alleviate some of it. So parents don't have to worry about. The first thing is you have to worry about your child's health. That's a priority. Let's find a solution. Let's find the healing. Let's find. But then comes the second page. If you turn a page on a book, where am I going to stay? So that's what we're trying to do. And we try to cover as many aspects as possible. Meal and lodging are crucial for you to live on continue your daily life. So we try to alleviate that.
Now, you talk about the support system. When I had ICU Baby on, one of the big things is a support system for the parents. They'll have get-togethers outside of the hospital to get away from it all. Do you guys do stuff like that for the parents?
So imagine we have 30 rooms living under the same roof. 30 families living under the same roof. They have their own bedroom, but they share the common areas. Dining room, laundry. So some parents might meet each other in the hospital, and then they found out they're staying at the Ronald McDonald house. They become friends. Their children, their siblings become friends. So it's a huge community support because parents are able to talk about the same language. Maybe their children have the same condition, and they support each other by conversations, by having just a simple cup of coffee, maybe having a dinner. And then the other part is that we have a robust, and we're so grateful for our volunteers because they're the ones that provide the meals. And they're the provide the activities to make things a little bit more normal, a little bit more fun on the day-to-day. So we celebrate birthdays, we celebrate milestones. Let's say that the child maybe received an organ transplant. We celebrate all that with all of them. Parents, the staff, our volunteers, we celebrate. So imagine that. That is just, I think it'll make anybody happier. It'll make any parent less stressful. Like I said, normalcy is the word that always comes to mind. And we see that every day. We see that every day.
That's a tough one, normalcy.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious because you said that you mostly, or the prime mover for you guys is organ transplants. Why did it end there?
I mean, that's what the hospital really service. So we're service those families. So that's what we see in the trend of referrals is mostly that condition or that treatment. So it's the number one because Jackson has one of the best transplant programs. Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Right now, I have a family that their son received multivisceral 8 organ transplant. And it's done at Jackson, and they come from Texas. So in Texas, they cannot do it. They came here. So that says a lot about our healthcare here in South Florida. We're blessed.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate.
DayCare's got the best of everything.
Correct. So that's why we partner with hospitals like Jackson. Even though we work with Nicholas, we have to be where the demand is.
Now, when families come to you, how long is a typical stay?
Right now, average length of stay between 30 to 40 days.
Well, it's not that much. I mean, it is, but it's not like 6 months.
Yeah, that's average. But right now I have a family that has been with us for 2 years. They're from
2 years?
Yes, they're from out of the country.
Okay.
And it's a teenager that is going through cancer treatment, and the hospital has not given her the dismissal. And even though she received the chemo treatment, she's not medically cleared to travel and go back home. It's not like, let's say, a family from Florida that may be able to go to Orlando or, let's say, Gainesville. So it's very tough. And she's not able to travel. And that's why she's here. But I think that she might be able to leave soon before the end of the year.
And how did she find her way here? Because a foreign country, that's a long way to go.
Yeah. So she was here on vacation.
Oh, okay.
She was here on vacation celebrating her 18th birthday. And she decided that she wanted to just spend a weekend in Miami and do a little bit of shopping with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, she started feeling strange. It was something strange. And then she went to the ER and they did some tests and they told her, you have cancer. We encourage you to start treatment right away. And she did, and she had to stay. So those are, that's one scenario. We have different other scenarios, like, a child that might be involved in a trauma or an accident, or a family may be traveling to the state of Florida and they need to be airlifted. So we have different scenarios that this happen, and no parent is prepared for that. Nobody's prepared for that. You can't. Nobody's prepared for that. So that's why the Ronald McDonald House is so important.
And you said the girl's 18?
18 right now.
So what is the age range that you're working with?
It varies. We have a lot of, like I said, preemies. We have toddlers. We don't have that many teenagers right now, but it goes up to 21. So, 21. But mostly I would say that are toddlers. Yeah, age 2 to 4, 2 to 6, around that time.
It's interesting because you say 21. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And most everything, like they call it the cliff, like with autism also, that at 21 or 22, your kids graduate from schools and you're just cut off.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one because, you're 21. What if you're 22 and that girl with the cancer?
Correct. Yeah. I know we've worked with the hospital on that and maybe consider extending it, but that's something that we have to work on at our corporate office in Chicago. But I'm sure a few chapters might make exceptions. Some pediatric doctors still, see you when you're like 22, 23. I mean, at least that's what happened to my daughter.
Sure, if you've been their patient for a while.
Correct. But yeah, the cutoff is 21. Yeah.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the history a little bit of Ronald McDonald House. 1974, that's when you guys opened up here?
Actually, that's when it opened in Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia, okay.
After that, they opened in Chicago, and then Mr. Ray Kroc wanted to open it everywhere. We opened in 1982. Here. They were there was a huge movement in the 80s, and they opened 100 houses in the 80s, that decade, and we were one of them. We were the third house in the state of Florida.
Well, I saw the movie Ray Kroc. I think it was called Founder. And I think the 80s is when McDonald's exploded.
Correct. And there was this movement like, okay, we're doing businesses, but let's also do community work. And it went hand in hand.
Because, in the movie, he's not the greatest person.
I know.
He was
I never met him, but I heard.
And then, like everybody's complicated.
Yeah.
Like you're ruthless here, and over here you're all heart.
Yeah.
Because this is not cheap.
No.
And it's, to grow 100 houses in this time frame, right. That's also a lot of mental bandwidth.
So what he did, he really wanted to engage the franchisees. That's what he did. So our relationship is more with the franchisees rather than the corporation. So the local franchisees are the ones engaged in the Ronald McDonald House project in any city that they open. So the initiative comes from the franchisees. They're engaged in volunteering. They secure funds through the restaurants, and also they provide funding of their own. They give of their own monies. So the franchisees are the ones engaged. So I have to give credit to that.
And before I forget, how do people volunteer with Ronald McDonald House if they want to?
So there are many things that they can do. Like I said, volunteers made the atmosphere, the ambience of the house.
Of course.
They can volunteer by providing a meal. So it could either be catered or it could be cooked there if they want to do like a team building. So usually, mostly corporations do that. But any family that is willing to do that on their own, they can come as a family together and do that. We can do board games. We can do arts and craft for the kids. We can do karaoke.
Super nice.
We can celebrate birthdays. We can decorate the house for any theme. Let's just say Halloween, Easter, the holidays, 4th of July. There are many ways to get in that. They can, of course, do third-party fundraisers. Let's say that they want to create a bake sale, because schools do that for us, a bake sale, a car wash. They can help in that way and then designate those funds to us. What else? They can create a wish list drive. We need items.
Do you work with Make-A-Wish?
We work with them. Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. We could be also a referral source for them for a child that wants to have a wish. Yeah, we work with them. If any company or student might need hours, they can receive community hours by collecting items from our wish list. Let's just say we need laundry detergent, right? We multiply that by 30. So we have schools that do a wish list drive for one particular item on our wish list, and we're able to give hours for those things. So there are many ways. So remember, this is a facility, kind of like a hotel, if you think about it. So we need paper goods, paper plate, all those things, cleaning products, canned goods. Snacks for the family. So all those things.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, it was on the website or maybe the questionnaire that in 2024, you guys served 209 families?
Yes. I wish I could help more, but that's the number.
Because when I think of Dade County to Indian River, which is really far away, that's millions of people.
Yeah.
And 209 people is like 0.000.
No, because, and remember, we have to really look, and the reason it's so low, I think we're going to end helping 300 by the end of this year. Mm-hmm. We're estimating the more longer care, the more they stay.
Wait, say again?
The care, if it's really long care, the more they have to stay with us. So the less I am going to help another family. So that's why we need a bigger house.
And that's got to be really hard to make these decisions. I'm sure you've got a matrix or something.
It is hard. It's very hard for our operations team. You know, our house manager, she works, you know, hand in hand with those families, you know, talking to the parents every single day. How's their child doing? You know, it's part of our hospitality, you know, service and program. It's very hard to deal with that every single day. I always ask her, how's the waiting list today? How's the waiting list today? And she always tells me there's like a little magic number there between 12 and 15, around that range. That's why having probably 24 rooms might alleviate it for the moment.
And if you're a family with a medically complex child and you're put on that wait list, what are they doing? Like, where do they go in between waiting for Ronald McDonald House? Do you know?
I know. So that's something that we work hand in hand with the social workers. So the social workers know of other resources that we might not know.
Okay.
I know for a fact there's not that many other Ronald McDonald houses or concepts like us. So it's hard. It's very hard. We have talked to many parents that when they check in at the Ronald McDonald House, we always ask them, how long did you wait? Which we know how long they waited, but where did you stay? Some of them stay inside the hospital at their child's bedside. Mm-hmm. Some of them sleep in their car, in the garage.
Wow.
Some of them Medicaid might pay for hotel stays. It all depends on the medical plan. In the Florida, they can actually apply for that. I don't know how long they will be able to contribute to that. Maybe Medicaid might be able to pay for that, but they usually do. Otherwise, some of them, they pay out of pocket. Mm-hmm. Hotels, they put in their credit cards. When I hear that, it just breaks my heart.
I know.
I have a family that checked in a couple of months ago, and I spoke with the dad, and he told me that he put $3,000 on a credit card before coming to the Ronald McDonald House, and that was 2 weeks.
And $3,000 is not that much money in Dade County.
I know. I don't know where he found, but I guess
it's a lot to him, but it doesn't go very far. That's what I mean. It doesn't go very far in Dade County.
I know social workers, and we also we have some sort of agreement with certain hotels for a specific rate, but imagine it's like $90. And our hotels are seasonal. So $90 is a lot in 2 weeks if you add it up.
Yeah, and plus meals?
Correct. Laundry. You have to do laundry, you have to do meals. I don't know if you pay for internet, to be able to work, transportation. So all that, you add it up, it's a lot.
Okay. And, as an autism, I'm always learning. So you talk about the social workers. This is government social workers? Like
hospital social workers.
Hospital social workers.
We work with the pediatric social workers.
And how does that work?
A constant communication. They're, like I said, they're part of the process. We work with the social workers on a daily basis.
Okay.
We meet with them if needed on a monthly basis. They really work very hard. We like to recognize them.
Everybody in this world works really hard.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize, like, there's never, like, nothing to do.
You can have one social worker assigned to 100 families.
Really?
I don't know how hospitals work, but usually you have a certain number of patients that you have to review all the time, back and forth. So I really commend the social workers because you're trying to answer all those questions that these parents have. Navigating first through the medical, and then it's the social aspect.
And the emotional part.
Correct.
Because I'm sure that they're getting, they're hearing stuff that your mind's not really, like, capable of hearing. All this, like, that's just like...
Yeah. And again, the social workers know about ICU. So, they refer to them. If they need housing, they refer them to the Ronald McDonald House. If the child has a wish, they refer them to the Make-A-Wish. If the family is homeless, it could happen.
The Chapman Partnership, maybe.
Correct. The Chapman Partnership is available there. All these resources, they need to have that knowledge and that capability of information available to the parents.
Yeah, I'll say that in Dade County, we're blessed with there's everything.
Yes.
But sometimes that's also a problem because there's too much. I remember, like, when I got the the evaluation at Fiddler's across the street for my daughter. When we're done, they hand me a packet like this of papers. And it's like, come on.
I have to read it. Yeah,
I can't read that because it's this plus this plus this plus this. And it's not a complaint. It's just like, there's so much.
Yes.
So having these social workers who can like cut through all the clutter, because, you know, that 10 pages, maybe only 2 or 3 things are really that are going to help you.
Yeah.
But you don't know that. So it's good to have these social workers.
Yes. They're critical. And we communicate, like I said, every single day about any aspect. If we can observe something different that we need to let the social worker know about this particular family, we communicate each other all the time. You know, what's happening in the hospital and what's happening at the Ronald McDonald house, so we can address it.
Now, you mentioned homelessness, which is a problem. I mean, fortunately, in Dade County, it's not that big of a problem.
Yes.
But
like in other states.
But if you're living in your car, that's almost homeless.
Yeah. In the meantime, you know, maybe they travel and they're that. I mean, it has happened. I haven't heard it that much lately, to be honest, because I think, you know, we communicate very well with the social workers and there's other resources that could be provided. But it could happen. Maybe it could be 1 or 2 nights probably, but I don't see it happen at a long term.
And you mentioned earlier about Ken Griffin. He's sponsoring the new Ronald McDonald house. Yes,
we're very grateful that he's providing the naming opportunity of the campus that we had available. And yes, he's one person to really, you know, say thank you and for everything, not only that he has done to us, but to the community. He has transformed many, many aspects of it and supported many charities.
He sure has. And it's really important to have people like that giving.
Yes. He's playing a key role in our community.
Now, you know, it's easy to look at the big whales who are giving the big dollars.
Of course.
But I'm sure you've got like smaller donors.
Of course. I would have to say in our history of our organization, 80% of the most donations that come in is individual donations at a smaller scale.
Oh, super
We
nice.
have those recurrent $20, $50
Which adds up.
Oh my God, yes, we love them. We love them. They're super important. We value them, and we tried as much as we can to communicate and give them updates of, you know, where their money is going to. Because for us, from every dollar that we raise, 80 goes to the program and 20 goes to administration.
That's really good.
And that's very important for people to know.
Yeah, that's a good ratio.
Correct. It's a great ratio. And it gives, you know, a lot of respect to the organization, and the donor really understand that, yes, it's really going to the family straight up. So we really value that.
You know, I've done a lot of reading on the ratios, and there are people that naively think that it should be 100%, but it can't be 100%.
Who runs? Is it going to run on its own?
Not just that,
the organization,
like,
you need people.
And you've got bills to pay too.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, you can, like, I have volunteered my time, but I can't be a full-time volunteer.
Correct.
Because then how would I live?
Correct. You need people. Specifically for us, we run a building. We have to pay water, all the utility bills, AC, that's included. Yeah. We're very fortunate that we receive a lot of in-kind gifts, like all these wish list items and, you know, things that we need around the house, furniture, all that. We're able to do that. Other charities, they have to really, you know, raise the funds for other things. Let's say if it's research, right? All that's money that they have to invest into it.
I'm curious, for the in-kind donations, is there like a drop-off location?
So we make things easier. So yes, they can come to the Ronald McDonald house for any of those items, but we are also in Amazon. So we have an Amazon list.
Super cool.
And then you can buy the items that we have currently on the list, and they could be shipped to us.
And I guess that will be on your website.
Yes, it's on our website.
Super nice.
So all those items, yeah.
So people will know the new Ronald McDonald house. What's the address?
The new address is going to be, let me see if I know it by memory. I think it's 1061 Northwest 16th Street.
You know, and if you know Dade County, you know that that's a tough location to find.
We're in the center of the campus.
You are right there. What a blessing to have that little.
And on the entrance, you can't miss. You're not going to be able to miss our building because it's going to have a red wall, and you're going to be able to see our logo on the top of the building. So
important.
Yeah, very important. And you know, a lot of people will know a little bit more about Ronald McDonald House because you really don't know about the charity until you really need it or you don't understand it. So we've been established for more than 50 years since we opened, but a lot of people are really confused still of what we do. But until you don't need it, is when people realize how important it is.
Well, you know, the confusion, I've seen it a lot. Like I had Easter seals on. And I'm like, look, I have a good feeling about you, for Easter seals. I don't really know what you do.
Exactly.
And most people are
It sounds good. Sounds good.
People, they know you're doing good work.
Yeah.
Like Ronald McDonald House, people know you're doing good work. But a lot of people don't really know exactly what you're doing.
What is the Is it the clown? Is it the restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's confusing.
So it's good that you're here. And it's good that you're going to have a great location with the logo up there so people can see okay, let me Google this.
Yeah.
And see what you guys do.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I got the 2-minute warning 2 minutes ago. So I got the last few questions I want to ask you before we wrap it up. Okay, so the first question is, one word families use after staying at the house.
One word.
Or two.
Togetherness.
Togetherness. It's so important.
So important.
Talk about family medicine, being the family
And
together.
can I say another one?
Of course.
Hope.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yes.
They really need that every single day.
They sure do.
These parents really need they really have the strength and the courage to deal with this every single day for, let's say, how long it is.
And that togetherness. And then there's the community of the other families.
Correct.
So important.
Community is another word.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question. What brings the most relief to parents when they arrive?
I think our team gives a little bit of, great hospitality. So I think that having to speak to someone at that moment, the families are really stressed. I think that's really like a blessing to them.
Sure is.
They can talk to somebody about their scenario because they really need to talk to someone. So our team is ready and prepared for that.
Yeah, and you've got 50
years. Just a simple conversation.
You got 50 years of doing it, so you learn a few things.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Next question. A moment inside the house that always lifts your spirits.
Is it an area?
Well, I'm sure that I thinking now for you, I'm thinking like when you discharge a family, that was a happy ending.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
It's a triumph for the child, for the parents.
Yes.
It's just like, okay, this is a phase in our lives and we're moving on with positivity.
Yeah. And but the thing about like the phase for a lot of families, it's a lifetime.
I know. Some parents have to deal with lifelong.
Yeah. Lifelong
care.
And some of these kids, until you're like in this world, you don't really realize, when you're like medically complex, you don't really realize what that means.
Yeah. And just to say, to bring in more, some parents have to really make adjustments and move to Miami because the doctor that they really trust and the medical team is here. And they have to make those changes, whether it's from another country or it's from another county. They have to move. And
that is brutal.
Oof.
Moving is tough.
Correct.
Yeah, because I love Miami. I can't picture living anywhere else, but if I had to, I would do it. Correct. But it would be really hard.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of the program. We're in every pediatric hospital in the U.S. So if a family from Miami really needs to go somewhere else for, let's say, a second opinion, they can go and probably stay at a Ronald McDonald House.
It's amazing that in 50 years, you guys have so much reach. Because 50 years is not that much. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. It's grown. It keeps growing.
Yeah.
It keeps growing.
Okay.
We want to be in every single country, in every single pediatric hospital.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, one last question.
Sure.
One reason you feel hopeful about the future of the families you serve.
You're seeing it right here. The new house.
By the way, yes, so people can see it. This is the new house here.
The new house.
That's a really good looking house.
I'm very hopeful, and we're going to be able to help more families address the need. And I'm so blessed to be part of this organization that gives so much.
When people think of Miami, we kind of have like a bad reputation, but people don't realize that there's a lot of good people here.
Oh my God, yes.
At all different levels doing really good work.
From students, little kids, teenagers, all levels, anybody can do something. It does, like I said, it could be to us, which we'll be very happy to do that, but there's so many good things out there. Anybody can address an issue that they feel passionate about. So,
because I think of like Ken Griffin at the very top, giving a lot of money, but then you have somebody going to Amazon and buying you an in-kind gift of maybe some toilet paper or some detergent, and that all adds up.
Oh my God. And you would see their faces when they come and drop it off. Can we take a picture?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's take a picture and just, create the awareness that you're helping out. Everybody should know that because you're doing something incredible.
Right. Well, Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great.
Yeah, it's been fun. Your website is going to be in the show notes.
Thank you.
People want to find you guys. They know where to find you. And how do they find you on Amazon? Do they go to your website?
Yes. If they click on wishlist, they're going to be able to get a QR code or a hyperlink, and it'll take you to the page and see the current needs at the moment.
That's amazing.
Yes. We make it easy. We make it easy.
Okay. Well, sorry. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
You're welcome. Let's turn to the camera. We'll sign off. This has been the Autism Podcast at Miami's Community Newspapers. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.